Hey guys, welcome to Mix Tips Sunday. Today I have something special for you, different approach of how I use AI, artificial intelligence, during mixing. And hopefully you could watch this and approach it the way that I do, and it can benefit you in the long run in your mixes and your masters. Okay, so I'm going to show you roughly 2 or 3 techniques that I use using AI when I'm mixing or when I'm mastering. So let's jump straight into it. So let's start off with vocals. Everybody loves vocals, so let's start with the vocals. Okay, there are a number of clever companies and clever people making really great software and really great plugins, which they call artificial intelligence. So if we start with a plugin like Nectar Free, so for example, I place this at the end of my vocal chain. I do all the stuff on the vocal, and I go, let's see what Nectar is saying. So you could just go, if I go here, you could just go vocal assist. You could do your stuff. I'm not going to do it because it takes a little while. So just to speed up, I've done one already, and then say, okay, what is showing? It'll show you, it'll maybe give you some reverb and stuff, which I'm not interested in. The compression I will check. What I'm mainly involved in is the EQ curves. So for example, I've put this in, it's come back, it's given me the suggestion of a number of places where it's dim that probably needs a little more cleanup. De-essing, it gives me, a little bit, shows me from 4K up, and it's the DS. Then it gives me another EQ, showing me a number of bumps and stuff like that. So how do I use that? Okay, for the EQ, first EQ, okay, I'll go, okay, that's lovely. Then I will use my favorite EQ, which is, for example, FabFilter Pro Q, and I will check those areas. But firstly, I will do I like what it's suggesting or not? So I'll take it in, and I'll go, yeah, I'll take it in. Yep, it's good. Or no, I don't like it at all. If I like it, I will check it out with plugins that I prefer using. Okay, so let's look at, for example, the de-esser is showing me, to de-ess 3 to 4 dB de-essing. I'm a big fan of the Pro Q QS, Pro Q de-esser, or even the Oasis from Slate Digital. So I'll probably use that as my de-esser. Okay, compression is a compression. I'll probably use one of my favorite compressors. Okay, but it's a good insight to see what it's suggesting. It's suggesting me there to give a little boost. I'll give a little boost, and I go, okay, that feels, for example, 1.5. Okay, that feels a bit too much for me. I'll say, okay, let's see what 1 dB sounds like. Okay, and then I'll check. And then I will go and I will use one of my favorite EQs to do the boost. Okay, so that's it for here, for this bit. Let's check on the mix bus. Another plugin which I use in my mix or mastering all the time is Ozone. Okay, so let's put Ozone up. Okay, same thing again. I'll go master assist and then see what it suggests. I wouldn't do it, as I said. First, the 2 things I'm not concerned about the maximize, I'm not concerned about the dynamic. I'm concerned about the dynamic EQ, and I go, let's see what it's suggesting. Okay, anywhere that has a massive build-up is where I'm going to go and revisit in the mix, because I put this at the end of my mix bus and see what it's suggesting, and go, okay, it's suggesting a massive dip there. It's working quite hard in that area, 5K. I will go in the mix and just kind of clean up that area so it's not working so hard. So that's my approach. Okay, I do not want Ozone to do the work for me. I will do the work in the mix. Let's look at this, what it's suggesting. Here, okay, it's suggesting on that EQ, what's what it's doing here? It's showing me, okay, 1.5 dB at 16K, it's suggesting the mix needs to be brighter. It's suggesting at 5K, we need to have a dB. And the low end is showing me a dB at the low mids area. So what's my approach? Okay, I will listen and go, do I like what Ozone is thinking? I go, okay, 1.5 dB is too bright for me. Let me pull that down and let's check a dB. Okay, and go, yep. Okay, a dB feels better for me. Here is showing me a dB, I'm a dB, and I will check that, put that in and out. Okay, now this is where my approach comes in. You might go, well, Kieran, if you like it, why don't you just leave that? And I go, well, no, because for example, I could do that. I prefer the 16K on a curve bender than the Ozone. So I'll put the 16K and I'll give 0.5 dB or a dB on the Ozone because I prefer the character and the tone of that EQ. But I'm using the AI as a help to guide me to make my mixing decisions. Now it says at 200 hertz here. Okay, I'll give the 0.5 dB or the dB because that has a smoother bump than what I will get from the Ozone. Okay, now let's look at the 5K. You go, okay, the 5K, you like it, why not just use it from the Ozone? No, because, for example, I would rather give 5K on a manly, nice wide band, and give the dB or 0.5 dB. So this is how I'm using the artificial intelligence, the AI, to aid me in making my mixing decision and then using my tools. which I think is better than sounding than the Ozone does. Same thing for mastering. If I get a track, first thing I do, I listen, and then I say, let's see what Ozone suggests. And then I do see what it suggests, and then I go, okay, it's in the same ballpark of my ears is saying. Ultimately, it's what you're hearing. Okay, and I'll do a quick one for you again. This is a great trick for you. If you have this plugin, this is a final one I'll do for you. If you have this plugin, this plugin is monstrous. So how do I use this? I put this right at the end of the mixing bus when I'm mixing, and at 20%, you know, I'll put it really drastic, and I'll play the track, maybe, you know, recovery, and then I will see where it's boosting and where it's taming heavily. Okay, then I'll go back in the mix and I will do some mixing decision. I'll adjust the vocals, I'll adjust the guitars, the strings and stuff, and I'll come back at 50%. I'll do a check. So what I'm trying to achieve at the end of the mix, okay, that this is not working so hard in any area. Okay, 50%, 80%. Just keep checking it back and forth ever so often while you're making your mixing decisions, and you go, okay, right. Because what I'm trying to achieve at the end of my mix, when I put this on my mix bus, because I like to put this on my mix bus, but what I do, I don't put it more than 10% on the recovery and on about 5% on the thing. Okay, so that what I'm playing the track is just literally, you see, is just barely moving. That's what I'm trying to achieve. But this is a great tool to use to help you in your 10%, 50%, 70% mixing process to see where it's really drastically boosting or cutting. And then you can go, if you do that, and you go, oh look, it's really boosting my low mids, or it's really taming there. You means let's go and revisit those instruments that's in the high mids or low mids area. Okay, so this is one that, guys, it's not about the track I'm playing, it's just about the approach, and it's a great way to use, because some clever people write those programs, you know, in this modern day, and use it, you know, use it, but don't get stuck to it. Use it to see what it's suggesting. Ultimately, it's your ears and not your eyes. And if you hear it giving you a great suggestion, then find your favorite tools to replicate what it's suggesting to you. You know, these are free little approaches that I do. I hope it's something that can give you a different insight and a different approach in using in your mixing and mastering. I love using this AI to assist me, but then I then go back to my particular favorite plugins or favorite gear to replicate that. Okay, so as always, have a blessed Sunday, have a blessed week. One love.